Good morning, everybody. Toast to you and all you do. I have a new phone, so it's a new recording device. It's weird. I mean, the phone is really fancy, but I learned something about Androids. Not all Androids, but newer Androids. If you shake them, you go like that, the flashlight comes on all by itself. It's mind blown. Anyways, so if you have an Android and it's newer, like this year or last year, year before that, it is just shake it and see if the flashlight comes on. Let me know. I've always had Android and never knew that was a feature. So, anyways, how's everybody doing? Hope you're enjoying your summer. We just had the summer solstice. Um, I had a really low key solstice. We just went actually up to Bandamere and watched the Rocky Mountain National Race Week, which was a lot of fun. We took the kids up there. It was our first race. Got to watch the sunset over the mountain. It was just fun to get out and be outside and do something with the community. That's really the big thing about the summer solstice and summertime is getting out and being with the community and being outside and really getting together and being around other people outside. Like some of my most fun Lithas are the ones where we just got in the car and went up to the river or went, wherever and just spent the day relaxing next to a river, enjoying ourselves. No water this time, but we went up to the races, so that was fun. Got to meet one of the YouTubers that we follow. I guess a family. We're into cars, so we watch Cletus McFarlane. If you're into cars and you're on YouTube, maybe you know who he is, or your husband's, or whoever. Anyways, it was hilarious. My daughter really thinks he's hilarious. She's 5, and we're looking at his car. We're looking at his car, and we're like, "Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?" And we're like looking around, and we're walking around, and then bam, he comes. Like right, I almost ran into him. And I was like, "Oh my God, we were just talking about you." My daughter got all shy, and he just had this like awkward look on his face. He's like, "Hey, how you doing? Okay, bye." And he just walked right past us. While we were walking past the porta potties, he had to go to the bathroom. He came out of the bathroom, and there were more people there. Like we didn't wait for him to come out of the bathroom. We walked away. Like that's weird. We were walking away, and I can hear the people behind us. They're like, because his thing is, he says, "Hell yeah, brother," and so yelling that at him as he comes out of the bathroom. What an awkward situation. Just hilarious. So it's one of those things like he got famous on YouTube. He's only famous. I mean, he's a really good racer. He holds world records and stuff like that. But to be that, like, just it was a funny situation to be in and to watch and to like sympathize with him. Like, that's gotta be so weird to like be famous enough that everywhere you go, like you can't even go to the bathroom without somebody waiting outside the door. Like, oh my God, it's just. Anyways, so I hope you're having some fun in your summer, getting out and doing something fun, and really enjoying that energy. So after that random sidetrack, I do want to talk just a tiny bit about the solstice and the summer energy before we get into the full moon that's about to come up, because it does kind of play into this energy that none of the universal energies are in a vacuum or a bubble or all by themselves. Everything kind of feeds into each other, and it's like a layered cake. You can't just get one part of it. You have to take it all in. So we just had the solstice. It was on the 21st, and that was Wednesday, and or Tuesday. Sorry, Tuesday. And the solstice is the time of year when we're celebrating this motivated, heightened masculine energy. And simultaneously, we're celebrating the balancing energy of water. A lot of the summer solstice rituals have, in times past, always called upon calling to the energies of water, calling for the rain. I love the idea of lighting a bale of hay on fire and then rolling it down the mountain, a hill, into the river. That would be so much fun to go watch. I would love to do that. Colorado would just set on fire. Can't do that here. Whoosh. But the thing about this energy that I wanted to talk about is actually about the oak and the holly king. So at the winter solstice, we talk a lot about the holly king and about the abundance that he brings and the warmth and the joy There are so many myths based off of this god. I mean, we look at Santa Claus and Kringle and all of those all come from this, god of winter, who is this abundant, joyful, prosperous, jolly god. And he sits among his people and shares in his bounty, and it's just this joyful presence that we really welcome into our homes when we celebrate the solstice. We don't often talk about the Oak King. I mean, we talk about him as like the tree god or the Green Man, but not exactly the same. The Green Man is the youthful version, the page, the young god. The Oak King is a father god. He is a proud, noble king, but he's not a king that rules from up high and sits on his throne and points his finger. He's a god that comes down and sits with his people, just like the Holly King. Except for when he comes down with his people, he says, let's go pull these weeds, let's go take care of these fields, let's bring the animals in, let's feed everybody, let's take care of business, let's get this done. And he works with the people. He comes into your fields, he comes into your home, he comes into your places of business, and he works with you. He helps you to find that motivated energy. He helps to point you in the right direction. He helps to usher you through these times to help you have the strength that you need to achieve the goals and really make that success. And so sorry, bug on me. When we honor this energy and we step into this energy, we can really tap into that motivated, masculine, strong, powerful energy that's not authoritarian or whatever. See, I always get those two words confused. He's not the dictator god who's like, do it like this, get her done, we're going. He is the one that comes down and leads by example, and he says, this is how you plow the field, and this is how you do this work, and let me help you, and let's do this as a team, let's all work together. If we all pull the plow, it'll make the work that much easier. And he really shares that energy with us. So as we step into the summer solstice and this energy of the Oak King and of this powerful, long-standing energy. I mean, the oak tree is a very noble tree. It stands tall, its roots go deep, and it lives for hundreds and hundreds of years. It is a very powerful tree, and that energy is very lasting. And so is the energy of the Oak King. And when we honor that summer solstice and we honor the summertime energy, that is the motivated, productive energy that we're honoring, that we're tapping into. Just talking about it has my feet like, let's go dig something. I got weeds to pull. So we're done. And as long as you're tapping into this energy, it will help you productively. Something that's going to be kind of important as we talk about a lot of the things that are happening right now in the universal energy is that if we look at it productively and we work with this energy, it can help us to be stronger, smarter, more productive, and achieve our goals magnificently. On the other side, if we look at this energy as overwhelming and confrontational and disrupting, then those are the results that we're going to get back out of it. Like we've talked about before, you got to think about what drop you're putting in the bucket. If the drop you're putting in the bucket is stress and you're like shaking the bucket because I'm so stressed out, then you're not making these beautiful ripples and blending with the energy around you and connecting with that and flowing with that. And you're going to have a disruptive result. If you tap into that energy and you just and you let it flow out, you're like, okay, this is what I need to get done. Here is the insight that I've received. My intuition is telling me this is what I need to do. And you do those things and you get those things done, then you will be successful. You will be productive. And this energy will really help you. So, I mean, the Oak King is there to help you. He's there to help you be productive and to achieve your goals. That's what he wants. He is that paternal role model who is like, you need help doing this? I'm going to help you. I'm not going to give it to you. I'm going to hold your hand and we're going to do this step by step. We're going to do it together and we're going to get it done so that you learn. And I know that you know that we can, that you have the ability to get this done. And that is the paternal energy that is being presented to you through this solstice energy. Now, On the other side of that, I don't know if you saw the moon last night or early this morning. I think it was like 4 in the morning when I saw it out the window. It's tiny. It's so small. So let's talk about that. When I did that, it changed the lighting focus. Oh, okay, look, it's doing it again. That's so weird. All right, anyways. So the moon is super small. So we just recently had that super moon, and the moon was huge, and everybody felt the energy. Like places I was going where they're not pagans, they're just normal people. Even they were like, oh, I'm feeling the energy of this full moon because it's a super moon and it's so big and you can just feel it. So now we have the opposite side of that with this dark moon is also a micro moon, or it's a micro moon. It's called when the moon is at apogee. And so we have perigee when the moon is very close to the earth, and then it goes around in its cycle and it goes far away from the earth, and it's at apogee. And so we have the moon very, very far away. Now, in astrology, this point in the moon's orbit, the static point in the orbit, not the moon involved, just the static point of the moon's apogee, is called the dark Lilith moon. And this is a point in the moon cycle. And if you have a very, very, very detailed chart, this is a point that will be marked on your chart. The unique thing about this is that, okay, so again, I wish that I could draw on the screen. We're going to someday have that feature. Someday I'm going to figure it out. Do it. But, so, the moon's orbit and the earth and everybody is moving around the universe, and the universe is spinning in a circle, and everything is spinning in a circle, and everything is moving. Now, this point in the moon's orbit is also moving, just like everything else. And they measure that movement, and it takes 9 months to move from one sign to the next sign. And in that 9 months, there is a connection to gestation and to motherhood. And so this takes on that role of the womb of the goddess. This primal womb is how I would refer to it. Now, it's taken on the name Lilith. And if you're familiar with Hebrew mythology, Lilith is Adam's first wife who refused to obey the laws of Adam and was shunned from the garden, and then went on to be like an evil sorceress kind of lady who cursed pregnant women and caused disruption and was just very much a negative figure. Like with all myths of the gods and the goddesses and paganism in general and what happened before Christianity that have been colored by Christianity and by monks and, the church, Lilith, who was this strong feminine role, she was, okay, if we take a step back to the changing from paganism to Christianity and society, we move from a feminine-led or very equally led community. The Greckles are wanting to be a part of this conversation. I'm telling them, thank you. Go somewhere else. So we have the very equal or feminine-led society. Now, when we're changing over to Christianity, even though the original Christians were mostly women teaching Christianity, at some point in the evolution of Christianity, it was very much taken over by men. And when the men took this power, they led with a lot of stories that also encouraged this change in society. So we see this story of Adam being married to Lilith, and she is a very strong woman. She is independent. She makes her own choices. She doesn't want to live by this rule of don't eat from that tree or do it like this or be like that or however. She's going to be her. She's going to do her, and she just wants to be her and experience life. And so she is then shunned from the Garden of Eden and sent away. And then she's bitter. Now, if we take this out of a divine context and we put this into a reality context, this is like your first wife doesn't do what you say. So you're like, get the hell out. I got a new wife who's going to do what I want her to do. And I'm going to make you go live over there. And of course, she's upset because she just got demoted out of your life for a woman who obeys. So we see this really encouraging this shift of equality or matriarchy to patriarchy. And so this myth colors that. Now, if we take that myth off of Lilith and we just look at Lilith, she is this strong, amazing, divine, primal goddess who encourages you to be true to your true self. And in our modern society, there are a lot of rules made up by the church, temples, synagogues, all of the places where the monotheism is practiced. Now, it colors our society very much so. So any of the divine who encourage you to live to your true self, to encourage your primal energies, to really live that passion of who you truly are, have been turned into like tricksters and demons and negative connotation because they're encouraging you to hush and silence those urges so that you can conform and fit in this tidy little box and be the way that they want you to be, so that everybody is this way, so that we have these set rules and we can conform. And that's not true to nature. I mean, even like if I was to take you to look at my calendulas are technically supposed to be this one color of orange, and I got all my seeds out of the same packet, but not all my calendulas are orange. Some of them are yellow, and they're beautiful. They're just different. It's a different flower, and that's okay. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be whatever color you want to be. If you want to be purple and you want to run the world in this way, or if you want to be orange and run the world like that, I don't care. To each person, you know, you see the world in a different way and you feel the world in a different way, and you should go out and experience the world in which is best for you to experience. That's why we have multiple lives. That's why we come back again and again, so that we can try the world from a different perspective and we can really experience all there is to experience in this reality as this being, in this place. And by trying to conform and fit into this box and be these people who we think we're supposed to be, we're missing out on this world of experience. And gods and goddesses like Lilith, or like we're going to talk about here in a minute, Neptune, Loki, all of these gods who've taken on this, even Hecate, have taken on this negative connotation of like evil and bad, because they listen to their primal urges and they follow their desires and they just do them. They beat them. I'm gonna be me. This is me. I'm gonna be me. And those are the gods that get the most negative connotations in our modern society. And it's because even in the translations of the mythology that they're going to present to us, they want us to see, those things are bad. The gods like Jupiter or the gods like Saturn and Hercules and Zeus are the gods that we can talk about these. They can be presented in a good light because they mirror God in the Bible. Because God in the Bible came from the Canaanite God. We'll get into that on a different thing. Anyway, so we have Dark Moon and Lilith, and she presents this very primal, beautiful, maternal energy. Don't get too caught up in the modern translations with this evil and bad and whatever. It's really not. It's really that she is this primal, beautiful, divine goddess who encourages you to be in touch with your true self. She is like, hey, are you being true to yourself? That is like the question that she asks you. If she was to come to you and she was to just say one thing and ask you one question, that it would be, are you being true to yourself? And if the answer is hesitated at all, if there's a no, if it's a yeah, but no, that's not right. And she really lights that fire to tell you, go do what's right by you so that you can be happy, so that you can experience life for the best you can and really enjoy that. So we have the dark moon in Cancer, which is again this also a maternal feminine energy. When the dark moon is in Cancer, it is the most potent feminine energy that you can tap into, because the Cancer energy is the maternal home. It is the shell that protects you. It is this loving energy that wraps you up with a warm blanket wherever you go, and it's just like, I'm here for you. So we have that beautiful energy coming from the goddess. We have this paternal energy that's like, I'm here for you. Let's do this. I'm gonna hold your hand. We're gonna do it. So you have these. It's like giving me the goosebumps to talk about it. You have this beautiful energy that is really supporting you right now, and the sun and the moon are conjunct right at that point of the dark moon and Lilith, and so you have this really strong drive to listen to who it is, those voices on the inside that it's saying, listen to this voice and do this. Like, you have the power, you have the encouragement of the divine, and they are showing you you can do it. And you need to listen to that inner self and be true to yourself and stop getting caught up in this ideology that we have been spoon fed our whole life of, like, this is how you should be and this is what you should be. We see it every day on the TV, we see it everywhere we go, we get it from the community, you get it from everything. And then those voices in your head that have been programmed to tell you that that's how you should be. Well, right now the energies are saying to let go of that ideology that's not yours. And if you don't know what your ideology is, then you can figure that out. They're here to help you. They're going to show you the way. And if you already know the way and you've already heard it and you already see it and you feel it and you've just been kind of putting it in a box right now, that box is like, it's not Pandora's box. That's not what it is. That is Lilith's box. And she says, open your box and be who you are. Just be true to you. Like, stop trying to conform into something that you're not and be yourself. And it's a hard change to make, and you might get shunned out of the Garden of Eden. You might get, have to change the people around you. But if someone doesn't support you to be you, then they're not supporting you. They're supporting their idea of who they think you should be. And that's not who you should be. You don't need to be the person who everybody else thinks that you need to be. Even if 10 people around you are like, oh, you're meant to be a nurse, you need to be a nurse. That doesn't mean that you need to go out and be a nurse. A doctor. You have all of these parents who are like, oh, you're going to be a doctor. I tell them my kids are going to be the president. And that they can be whatever they want to be, because they can. They can do whatever they want to do. We talk to them about practicality. We talk about whatever, but we just encourage them to be who they want to be. And that is what the divine energy is doing right now. It says, be you, and I'm here to support you. So don't be scared of that. That can be really overwhelming. Even as, I try to present myself as a confident person who knows all of the things, and it's like, I can do this. But there's still those insecurities that are like, are you being really real? Are you being true to yourself? Are you presenting your true self? And it's funny, whenever I'm not presenting my true self, or I'm trying to whatever, I have to stop the videos and I have to restart them and start over again, because I'm like, no, it just doesn't feel right. Even my sister was like, she's like, we'll pick all the thistles and we'll sell the thistles in a jar. I'm like, that's obnoxious weed. I would not feel right selling that to other people, no matter how beautiful they are. I just can't do that. It's just not right. Anyways, they're pretty though. And I know a lot of people who are like, oh, I'll buy that. They're so pretty. But it's a noxious weed, and you don't want to have to fight that. We're fighting that all the time. Just leave it alone. Okay, so let's get back into the moon. So we have the dark moon in Lilith, and that in Cancer, again, is bringing this really strong maternal energy. And that is square to Jupiter. And Jupiter is still in Aries, still expanding, still rising, and still encouraging you to take those steps. And so again, even though it's a square and it can be like a stressful angle, it's only stressful if you let it be stressful and you look at it from that perspective. What it's reminding you is that this is expanding and you need to expand with it. Like, take this opportunity to learn and grow and do those things. Jupiter's also sextile to Venus right now, which is really giving this loving push to that energy. And so like I said, it's like the layers of the cake. And right now, each layer of the cake is loving and encouraging and telling you to be true to yourself and to expand that true self and to let that out. Just expand who it is that you are and be true to you. Do the right thing. Be honest. Be faithful to yourself and to the people around you. I'm not encouraging someone to go out and do bad things because that's what the voice in your head is telling you. If that's what the voice in your head is telling you, go get some counseling. And I'm not saying that to be facetious or as whatever. I'm saying that with love and truthfulness. Like if the voices in your head are telling you to hurt other people or yourself, you need to go and see someone and talk to somebody and get some help. There is help out there. I've seen people on the break of schizophrenia who then go and get some professional help and go and get the help that they need, and now they can live productive normal lives. They don't have to even be medicated anymore. They can just be, because they had this bad moment, they had some trauma they needed to deal with, there was something that needed to be fixed. I mean, I watched the craziest video of children psychopaths, and this like 4-year-old is talking about poking her brother with a needle so that she can kill him, and he's a baby. And she has grown up to be a productive, healthy person because she went and she got the help that she needed and the treatment that she needed in order to overcome the environment in which she was born into that just destroyed her. And no matter what you have gone through, there is help out there. And if you need help, reach out. I mean, if I can help find you the help that you need, I know that, if you're not local to me, I can help you find local help. So if you need help, please reach out. Call the suicide hotline, call the helplines. There are options out there, and people are there to help you. So if the voices in your head are not productive, if you're not hearing productive thoughts, if there are things that are really hurting you inside that are coming from inside, go get the help that you need so that you can be healthy and be better and be that person that's true to you, because that's not your true self. I truly believe, however, yes, there are some circumstances where someone is truly evil. I don't believe that that is the intention and why they were put on this planet. Something happened along their path that flipped that switch and turned them into that person. If you look at identical twin studies, you can see that even there are some things that are very, very genetic, but nurture has a lot to do with it. So get the nurture that you need. And right now, the goddess and the gods and the energy of the universe is there to help you with that. And it will help you find the right help. So get that help. It was a very serious, somber moment. It's important. Like, it's really important. I think a lot of people think that they're alone and that they can't get the help that they need. And you can, no matter what the situation is. If it's that you're depressed, if it's that you have suicidal thoughts, if you're in an abusive relationship, if you're in a bad situation, if you're homeless, if you're helpless, if you feel helpless, you're not. And there's someone there that can help you. So just let me know, let somebody know, reach out, tell somebody, even a complete stranger. I've had random strangers at the grocery store reach out and say something to me because they just needed to tell somebody. And I listen. I'm here to listen to you. Let me help you. This is what you should do. Go call the police. Like, for the love of God, don't be scared to call the police. Sorry. Anyways, so we also have some fiery energy happening right now on top of all of the summer solstice energy, which is going to kind of invigorate things because we have Mars and Eris conjunct in Aries right now. And this brother and sister team is really fiery, really motivated, and motivated in a special way because Eris is this goddess of chaos. And not chaos in like Kali, where she destroys things, but there's a giant millipede, centipede, walking across my patio. All of the bugs in my garden, I really dislike those ones. They remind me of that episode on Star Trek, the old Star Trek, where they put the bugs in their ear. Ugh. Share my creepy crawly feeling with everybody else. Anyways, I love spiders, and I just can't handle those. Where's my spiders going? That centipede. Okay, so we have Mars and Eris. Now, Eris, like I said, she's not a goddess of destruction in that she comes and she destroys things. She is a goddess of chaos and destruction, and that she destroys these facades that have been built that aren't true. She threw the golden apple on the table and she says, "This is for the fairest of you all." And all of these conceited goddesses were like, "Oh, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine." Like the bouquet at a wedding, like that, except for worse. And, it led to the Trojan War, and it led to these devastating consequences. And it was her making a point like, you guys are so caught up in your own greed and consumption that you're not even realizing how silly that you're being. And you're not fulfilling your role as the divine. Just like we as people, we get so caught up in this consumerism and in this ideology of being who it is we think we're supposed to be, because that's what everybody else tells us that's what we're supposed to be, that we forget who we are. And Eris comes in and says, "This, you know what? You are the fairest of them all, in your own light, in your own right, in your own being. We are each that person. And what is it that you need to do in order to believe that and to achieve that and to be that?" And so when she comes in and causes chaos, it's a chaos that is making you question your reality. Like, whoa, let me really view this. And she has been really involved in the last 2 years in our astrology. And we see that in our world. We see people questioning authority. We see people questioning their governments, the police, racism, social inequalities, all of these things. Like, whoa, like reality check. What is really going on in our society? And that is Eris coming in and saying, "Hey, everybody look, we got some problems here. What are these problems? Oh, I got a list." So right now, being conjunct with Mars, she brings in this fiery, potent, get her done energy. And that energy is very close to Jupiter. I mean, they're not conjunct anymore. Jupiter's at 7 degrees and they're at 24 and 25, but it's close. So we have this expanding, fiery energy. Cryon is in the middle there, kind of softening it a little bit. But Cryon is making us question our own health and our own mortality and our own well-being. So there's another layer in the cake where we just have this fiery, motivated, expanding energy to question this ideology and question our own well-being and what is it that we're doing to achieve the best life that we can, the best self that we can. And then it's just compiled with this summer motivating energy to do something about it. It's not just, oh, let's think about it, let's motivate it on it, let's make a plan. It is go out and do it and get it done. So we also finally have, let's see, I'm sorry, I got really sidetracked, and I'm actually going to have to make another video about Neptune. So we're going to get a lot into Neptune in the other video, but we have Neptune going retrograde on the same day. And so this is going to just be like somebody lifting the curtains up, saying, "Ta-da! What is it that you need to know so that you can achieve all of these things?" So as we approach this full moon, or this dark moon, and this Lilith moon, one, go out and see the tiny little one. It's cute, so small. And be present with this energy. Let this energy in. This is a great time to just go out and sit. Deep, slow breaths. Take it in, hold it in, slowly release it. Sit in peace before you breathe again, and really take in these big belly breaths to take in this spiritual energy and grow. Allow it to nurture and help you grow and be who it is that you need to be. So the dark moon is on the 8th or 29th, depending on where you are. So in the Americas, it's on the 28th. If you're on the other half of the earth, it's on the 29th. And it's a micro moon, so it is a Lilith moon. And don't be intimidated by this energy. Really embrace this parental, because you're getting both masculine and feminine with all of these different attributes, really embrace that and allow it to help you be true to yourself. So I hope everybody has a fantastic dark moon. I hope you enjoyed the solstice, and I will be back very, very shortly with more on Neptune and Neptune's retrograde. So many blessings, and I will talk to you all soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe.